Well, hello, kids. My name's Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury, our in-studio editor, Big Bad John, one of our in-studio correspondents, Jelly Bean, and it is Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of November 19th, 2023. Luke, how's your Sunday?
It's a fantastic Sunday.
Oh, good.
I had a week off, ready to get back into work.
Max, how's your Sunday?
I'm doing great.
Big Bad John, how's your Sunday?
Going well.
Jelly Bean, how's your Sunday?
Pretty good.
You didn't ask what I did.
Oh,
while we were gone.
I'm sorry. Well, we did have, 2 weeks off now?
Yeah.
No, a week.
A week. Felt
Whichever.
like 2 weeks, but a week.
A week from week to week.
Yeah.
So we went from one Sunday to a Sunday and Sunday to another. So it is, in fact, 2 weeks.
Technically 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you didn't ask what I did.
Well, you know what, Max? I'm sorry. How was your break? What did you do?
I actually, I decided to go on a deep sea fishing trip. Or diving, rather.
You went on a deep sea diving trip.
Yeah.
How was that?
I didn't go on a deep sea diving. If I ever go on a deep sea diving trip, it's because someone got pissed off and tied a brick to my feet. No, I didn't do shit. I just fucking with kids.
Remind me to find a rope and a brick later.
Hey, as long as I can go fishing while we're diving, we're good.
You're Italian. You don't fish. That's kind of a little not an appropriate sentiment to make. Well, since all of you are rude, my Sunday's fucking great.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Caleb, how's your Sunday?
Fuck you. I'm on a 20-hour day. How great do you think it could be?
It could be fantastical. I wonder.
Well, it's not. You know
All
why
right,
it's
then.
not? Anyway, we got a lot to cover today. We've got the results from AEW Full Gear.
Yes.
We have selections to make for the upcoming Survivor Series Premium Live event.
Pay-per-view.
It's not a pay-per-view.
Forever
It's
be
a
pay-per-view.
premium live event, and you just have to accept it.
Will not. As long as we have to keep
Look, pal.
paying to view it,
Look, pal.
it's a pay-per-view.
You want to watch a pay-per-view, or do you want to reminisce?
Both?
Well, you can only do one, so pick it.
Oh.
Derek!
I'll tell you later.
Hello! Welcome to the show. I'm thoroughly exhausted. Luke is here, Max is here, Big Bad John's here, Jelly Bean's here, and
Oh my
holy
God,
shit,
what-
Caleb has a man stash, LOL, wow, and Luke is living in Amish paradise. First of all, what I have is a spruce mustache.
My beard is shorter than the last time he's seen it. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. Look,
You do kind of look a little Amishy. I could see it.
Is that
I thought that was
is
just
that
the
a
smell,
thing?
the horses in the stables, and the lack of hot water.
I mean, I do
I
like,
don't know what that
do like fried
has-
chicken. I do like fried chicken.
Yes, Luke, because a dish served in Amish country regularly and often is deep fried chicken.
You ever
Actually,
had
it
deep fried
probably
chicken in
is.
the Amish?
Amish deep fried chicken?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
First of all,
They got their own potato salad.
Yeah,
It's called Amish potato salad.
they
Have
use
you ever had
water.
I
this?
go to
Fried
Amish
chicken?
town all the time. You can
It's
get
got
fresh.
cranberries in it, Caleb. It's got cranberries in it.
Dried cranberries, as a matter of fact.
It's like potato salad with raisins. It's just
Why would you
fucked up.
put cranberries in it though? That's
Hey,
that's
I
not
didn't
good.
make it. I'm not Amish.
I'm so close to a stroke. Just this fucking
It's
close.
just Amish, this, and mashed potatoes. It's good stuff, man.
Gravy.
All right, goddammit, I'm gonna be furious.
Calm down, officer.
If I hold on though, legitimately, if I fucking get a wild hair to Google tomorrow, Amish fried chicken, and there's a fucking recipe
There
for
is.
it, I'm gonna
Yeah.
smack somebody with a
I'll
belt.
find it right
Jelly
now.
bean, no, no.
I'll get it right now.
I hate it.
That's
I
a
hate
real
it
thing,
here.
dude.
I hate this day.
And they don't have the lights on when they do it, so it's you have to have a strategy to do it.
Well, yeah, you got.
I don't know. I'm not Amish.
You brine the
Ohio's
chicken.
Amish country fried chicken recipe from the website ohioamishcountry.com.
That sounds like a fucking bullshit restaurant, and I refuse to answer to any other. I refuse to accept any other answers. Is what I tried to
You
say
know what
before
the
I slipped
difference
out.
between the two chickens are, don't you?
Oh, Luke, please tell me what the difference is.
One of them's free roam, the other one's in the cage. All right, let's hit us with a top story, Big Bad John.
I thought that was just the difference between Amish and Mormon.
I hate you sometimes.
You're welcome. Hey, Full Gear was yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
Full disclosure, gang, we didn't watch it.
No.
I was at work. He was at work. Max was off in a canoe somewhere, I'd imagine.
Well, he was
How'd you know that?
He was deep sea diving with fishing
Well,
tackle.
how else are you going to get
It's
to
the
the sea
same.
if not for a canoe?
But I had to take the canoe to get there because it was just around the river's bend.
It was up around Schitt's Creek. Oh.
It was painted
I'm
with
so
all the
tired.
colors
They
of the
don't
wind.
watch wrestling in Amish country because don't have TV and haven't paid the phone bill in 300 years. That's actually an almost perfect joke, John.
I found it funny. Full Gear was last night, yes.
It was. Again, full disclosure, none of us watched it. We all had other stuff going on. However, we've all followed diligently the highlights, recovery videos, all the extra press and scrum that's come from today. So we've got a fairly decent idea of how last night's event went. Obviously, with highlights, we were able to watch some of the happenings. A few of which we're going to discuss here today because what a fucking chaotic, ridiculous professional wrestling show that you would never see in the WWE. And for the first time in a long time, I would say that's honestly working out for AEW.
It really is. It really is. It's giving them that
Yeah, it was a
that
fun,
comedic edge
it was
where
a
it's
fun night of ridiculousness, chaos, brutality. It was a traditional, all over the place fucking pro wrestling pay-per-view.
Something.
So let's talk about the matches
All right.
that you're going to vamp about while I Google because I closed that tab.
All right. Well, Full Gear last night was the last match in California for Sting in his 6-man tag, which I did get a chance to check out the highlights of. I thought it was really well done. Really interesting dynamic with Edge and the face paint, which was really cool. Darby Allin is probably one of the craziest dudes that I've seen. And Red the Man just doesn't care about his about anything really. His body, life, nothing. He does insane stuff.
Certainly didn't care about Gigi Dolan. Oh, for those of you that don't know, they were married. They're divorced now.
Well, Rich Swann.
Don't start.
But he did. But he
Don't
caught.
start.
All right.
Behave
Won't.
yourself.
I won't. I promise I won't.
Also, don't drink, don't smoke, unless you do, in which case, please, for the love of God, do.
All right. So where are we going to start on Full Gear here?
Well, we got to talk about the pre-show. MJF defends the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles sans the presence of his tag team partner, Adam Cole, replaced by one Samoan Joseph.
Yes.
And we're not talking about Roman Reigns. We're talking about the other Samoan Joseph, Samoa Joe.
Of course, wasn't much of... When Joe come out, match wasn't much of nothing.
No. I did like some of the clips I saw. They did, so MJF went for the kangaroo kick. Joe tagged in with a blind tag, hit the muscle buster, got a kick out. MJF got bumped out by the guns, roll back in. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, so then Joe sets up for another muscle buster. MJF hits a blind tag. They hit tandem muscle busters for a close 2 count. Fun little spot.
Yeah.
Between Joe and MJF. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, and I hope I'm not, but I have to read it. Who the hell won the match?
Joe.
Oh, so MJF retained the tag team title. Which is crazy because I have it on very good authority that Kane is in fact the tag team champions.
Actually, I understand it as that Daniel Bryan was the tag team champion.
You know, it's crazy that you understand things like a dyslexic person reads. It's all backwards.
Oh, okay. So, Daniel Bryan is the tag team champion.
Well, no, Kane is the tag team champion. It's
not,
obvious.
That's not even grammatically correct.
I'm sorry. He is the mayor of Knoxville County. Knox County, Tennessee. Not Knoxville.
He's also an anti-masker who wore a mask his entire career.
Oh, yeah,
What are you
fuck
trying
Kane.
to say?
Brian Danielson's the tag team champion.
What kind of respect angle are we working
look
here,
at
sir?
Okay, but hold on. Before we get into anything else to go with Full Gear, I heard that one of the announcers say that Darby is planning to climb Mount Everest after Full Gear, so yes, Darby has no regard for his own life, just saying. That's 100% true. He's actually been planning on that climb for a long time. But can we talk about, real quick, I know we're talking about Full Gear, and this is a tangent, but again, I'm exhausted, so y'all are fucking strapping in. The crazy relationship that had to have been Kane and Bryan Danielson. Kane, 6'9", right? Close to and or over 300 pounds, depending on
At
the
one
year.
point, yeah.
Staunch. Red meat and potatoes conservative. And look, we're not talking about politics here, so if you have a political opinion, keep it to yourself and put it on your own Twitter. And then Bryan Danielson. 5'9", 5'8",
Maybe.
5'8" in boots.
Yeah.
Vegan libertarian. It would have been the worst road trip than fucking William Regal and Tajiri.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
However, could you just imagine the fucking conversations and or the arguments? Like Kane's driving. They rented some bullshit Cadillac. Driving along the road. Kane's the wheelman because Bryan Danielson can't quite reach the pedals. Daniels and I just imagine Kane,
Is it Luke?
sans mask,
Is it Luke?
just fucking,
he's not as short as, say, I don't know, Jonathan Gresham.
just fucking stuffing Twinkies the whole time, just fucking rooting them
Wait
out.
a minute, did I miss something?
I'm just
What's
saying,
going
on
on
this
here?
drive, this is what I believe
Hello, Mr. T.
was occurring. Hello, Father.
Father.
Goddamn, Kane just once again hand over fist in Twinkies, and there sits little Bryan Danielson with a bag of organic pine nuts. Just, this ride's fucking great. Kane's blaring classic rock and, having a good time.
Are there not
Chain
organic
smoking?
pine nuts? Aren't they all
There
organic?
could be. I believe there are inorganic pine nuts.
I mean,
Fucking weird.
Could be. Kane is 6'11" with boots, 6'10" with blah, blah, blah. Met him back in 2009. Great guy. Hello, Mr. T, says Derek the Devastator. Mr. T's my dad.
yes, he is.
Tell him hello. He hit Bob Orton once
He did. There's a whole story
and got beat
about
up by
it.
Macho Man. We told it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Bob Orton story they've heard more than just 2 weeks ago.
They've heard the Macho Man story a lot more than 2 weeks ago.
Well, that's true.
Anyway, so we were talking about AEW before I went on this awful tangent about Kane and Daniel Bryan. My bad. Full Gear. So Joe and MJF retained in the opening match, the pre-show match, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Kingston defeated Jay Lethal to retain the Ring of Honor World title, because that's a match people paid to see. Claudio Castagnoli defeated Buddy Matthews of the not Dark Order,
House of Black.
House of Black. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match, MJF and Joe. We already covered that. Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Luchasaurus against Darby Allin, Sting, and Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland came out with his face all painted, like half and half, which is kind of cool. Obviously, Sting, Darby, and Christian. Edge, Adam Copeland pick up the win. Not a long match. Not necessarily what one would describe as a classic.
Right. Well,
But-
it wasn't ever supposed to be.
But a fun little 10-minute match between 3 superstars and the other team.
Yeah.
Next, we had the International Championship match, Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley.
Which Orange Cassidy retains.
He did. Second successful title defense against Jon Moxley. So I think the era of Orange Cassidy and AEW as the International Champion is here to stay.
I think so, too. I think they finally found who they wanted to put the belt on.
Yeah. I think Cassidy, while I don't believe that it's a step down for the world title. I don't want it to come off like that. I believe that Moxley is much more translatable in his style and his intensity and his promos in the main event in a world title position in AEW specifically than he would be ill-served in contingency for a second-tier title.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There are some guys in the WWE, and not all guys. There are lots of guys who can win the world title and go back, win the world title, go back. Seth Rollins, for instance, world champion, but if he had the Intercontinental title, no one would be mad.
Right.
No one would
No.
think that it's
A demotion.
a demotion or below him. Roman Reigns, however,
Once he drops the belt.
once he drops a world title, he's coming back for the world title. There's not a universe, again, except maybe in 10 years when Roman Reigns is tying down his career. Maybe in 10 years, Roman's working
That's when he's going to lose the
for a
belt.
shot at the well, yeah, he's going to be world
Well, yeah, I
champion
mean,
for
you got to get the belt off of him first.
But I think that to AEW's credit, that's sort of the translation with Moxley. He should be in the world title picture if it's going to be about titles. We're not talking about singular feuds where he could fight somebody. We're not talking about one-off matches on Dynamite just to get himself over.
Right.
In a title hunt, Moxley's a main event world title guy.
Yes.
In the landscape of AEW, at least. So is, in my opinion, a guy like Kenny Omega. Though I don't necessarily like him or agree with his wrestling style, I don't want to see Kenny Omega wrestle for the International Championship. But
or the TNT title.
But I am interested if Omega's gunning for the world title.
Well, it's because he's a world title caliber athlete.
That being said, Orange Cassidy is your current reigning and defending AEW International Champion. What else happened? We had we had the women's title match. Hikaru Shida defended against Timeless Toni Storm. Toni Storm picks up the win.
Yes, she does.
Look, I understand that a lot of AEW fans feel that Shida got the shaft because she wanted to defend the AEW women's title in front of a crowd. I get that. Moxley versus Orange Cassidy is a better match than the first one. Orange Cassidy truly matches the intensity with Moxley this go on. Yes, he does. And that's something we've talked about for several weeks on the show. Cassidy really starting to develop a character, becoming more intense, relying less on the gimmick. And that we like that, considering he started out the lazy non-competitor, and now he's becoming a very serious physical competitor.
Yeah.
But back to Toni Storm and Shida. Toni Storm wins.
Well, yeah.
3-time AEW Women's Champion. And I got to say, as far as women's gimmicks in wrestling right now, Rhea Ripley's number one. That's inarguable.
Yeah.
Toni Storm is very closely climbing that number 2 spot.
I agree.
Care to elaborate?
Well, there was a little controversy at the end of the match, wasn't there? That we tried to find a picture of, but we couldn't find one.
Yeah, she kept a frying pan tucked in her tuchus, and
I want you to repeat what you just said.
She kept a frying pan tucked in her tuchus.
She had a frying pan in the tuchus.
Yeah, right in the tuchus. Actually, technically, between the tuk and the us.
Okay, so it's right in the middle.
Yeah, well, it was right on top of the us.
Gotcha.
The tuk was slightly to the left.
Okay.
Yeah. She had a cast iron skillet in her fucking back, stuffed in her tights. She whipped the thing out, bashed the car machine to the fucking brains with it, and won the AEW Women's title.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
How did she conceal an entire frying pan and no one noticed?
Ask every 1950s housewife ever accused of hitting her husband with a frying pan. And that's how that match played out. Which, if you really think about the gimmick she's putting on, how fucking perfect is that? The 1940s, 50s starlet winning via frying pan.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. And look, again, no one expected
Wouldn't
this.
you think you saw it coming?
Nobody expected her to be the fucking rebirth of Mildred Burke.
No.
But she was entertaining, and she won. Oh, all right, Luke, when you think WWE, let's go back even further. Top tier WWF. Over Charlotte, are you kidding me? Caleb Flair could wrestle rings around Toni Storm. I said number 2. Easy Tiger. Wait, if you think Charlotte's number 2, who the hell do you think is number 1? I'm just curious, John. Anyway, what was I saying?
We were talking about the tuchus and
Yes,
the frying pan.
Right in the tuchus. Okay, go back to the golden era of the WWF, Max. Luke, Big Bad John. Name off 5 of your favorite childhood female wrestlers, starting with Luke. And don't add any other context. Just name your top 5.
Sherry. Luna.
Okay.